Hey guys, Piano Noob here. Last time I made a video that was over 30 minutes long, and now I'm just gonna try to make it really shorter. I'm gonna delete the other video because it's way too long even for my taste. But anyway, this is my Kawai ES8. There's not too many, there's videos people playing the piano, but there's not too many videos people talking about the piano. I'm upgrading from a Yamaha P115 piano, so it's a big upgrade from a $600 piano to a $2,000 piano. That's not the price I paid, but that's what it's listed on the internet and stuff like that. You can get it cheaper, of course. With my piano, I went all out and I got the stand and the pedals that come with it. Unfortunately, the pedals are on back order, and I got the stand shipped to me, but it was damaged and I had to return it, and now the stand is on back order, and I'll probably see it at the end of the month or beginning of next year, who knows. But when that comes in, I'll do a video on how that's assembled and hooking it up to the keyboard. Right now I got a temporary stand with all those nasty looking wires back there, but it's a temporary setup right now. I got a little LED light on it to shine on the keys when it gets dark. But a little bit about this piano. It's 88 weighted keys with a ivory touch key surface. Now I want to talk about this ivory key touch surface because it's definitely not synthetic ivory. It has an ivory touch key surface feel-ish, but the only way I can compare this to is to a Yamaha Avant Grand, an N2, Yamaha N2. If you touch the keys on that piano is amazing. The feel, the TRS system on it, when you hit down the key vibrates, and it's just leaps and bounds. But that's comparing $10,000, $12,000 piano to, you know, barely $2,000 digital piano keyboard set like I have right here. But it is better than the cheap Yamaha P115s or 255 plastic key feel with their simulated weighted key action. These keys are actual weights. There's actual weights built into it, and it's their version 3 technology of this, and I must tell you, it is about 95, if not more, percent feel of a real grand piano keys. This is the closest you can get, believe me. And I played the 115 and the 255 Yamaha, which is their flagship portable digital piano, but this one is by far worth every penny. I have no gripes and complaints about the key touch, the feel, the action, the sensors, the sensitivity. It's crazy. Like you can just tell. You know, there's different levels on, well, that's contributed to the 3 sensors inside each key, and the weight of the key and how it feels and everything. It has their new digital chip, their Harmonic Imaging XL, which is on one of their flagship kind of like upright digital pianos that they have on their website. So it's amazing. I mean, the internal voices on it it just sounds surreal, guys. That's also all I gotta say. Speaking about the internal sounds in it, it has 34 voices built into it. So if I zoom in here, I'm not the best cameraman, but just zoom in right, just enough to get the keypad there. Okay, so it's got the voicing samplers, so you know, it's all labeled piano 1, piano 2, electronic piano, organ, harps, whatever. And each section, like piano 1, has sections within it. So you got the EX grand, the jazz grand, the warm, the pop, to SK Concert Grand, and so on, and it goes on a loop. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 piano sounds in one button. Then you got the piano 2, starting with the SK5 to an upright, to a pop grand, to a modern piano, rock piano, and so on. And then electric piano, classic EP, 60s EP, modern EP, classics EP 2. I guess they had to put like 3 forms of different classics in here. Or, excuse me, 2 forms. Organs, harpsichords, mallets, strings, chorus. One thing I love about the strings, because on the Yamaha one, the P115, it had just one set, you know, you mix piano with strings, but with this one, it has so many different, you got slow strings. Let me put the volume up. Slow strings, synthesized strings, mellow strings, string ensemble, chorus, like choir, excuse me. You know, choir 2, fantasy, fantasy 2. And it loops so on, so on. So the possibilities for this digital piano is just endless, and it's amazing. Reverb, you know, you got room, lounge, small hall, concert hall, live hall, cathedral. Effects, you got stereo delay, ping delay, triple delay, chorus, classic chorus, tremolo, classic tremolo, auto pan, classic auto pan, phaser, rotary, and a combination of those that you can do up to 4. It's got amp simulators, virtual technician, an internal recorder which records 10 songs, which approximately is 90,000 notes memory capacity. It can record internally. Then you got your USB. It does record an MP3 or WAV. And it can do overdubbing and all that good technical stuff. It's got a rhythm section, 100 rhythms, 2 variations, 4-part accompaniment, 100 present chord sequences. So many to go over. The display I have a gripe about. It doesn't do any justice. It's just a really tiny display, but it does the job. I mean, you know, those Casio's got those fancy graphics and stuff like that. It shows the piano, it shows in big letters what you're selecting, what you're doing. And what do they call them? Like novelty items. Like it looks pretty. So I would say it'll sucker you in to get something that looks that fancy, but in actuality, when it comes to the key action, it's not as great as the Kawai ES8. So, you know, you got to give and take. You can't have it all, you know. But I would rather have the key feel than all the fancy gizmos, because then it'll just throw you off from your practice routine. It's like a deterrent and stuff like that. It has 2 speakers, both 15 watt each, with a total wattage of 30 watt speakers. The power consumption is 35 watts, maybe 5 watts to power all those red buttons you see there. And it weighs 49.6 pounds. It's pretty heavy for a digital keyboard. It must have, the weight probably comes from the magnets and the amps to power the speakers. That's what I'm guessing. That and the weights they actually put in the keys itself. So that being said, in contrast, what that means is that if you go on YouTube and look at someone playing a Yamaha P115, right? And it's on a typical X stand like that, X bracing stand. And the whole keyboard starts shaking, like left and right, left and right, left and right while they're playing. And it looks like, you know, the keyboard's going to topple over or something. This keyboard is so, it's portable, but it's so heavy in a good way that no matter how hard you hit these keys and no matter what kind of vibrations you do from playing and banging on the strings, this thing is not gonna move. And if you move it, it's a piano that's gonna move, not the stand, because the weight on it is so, it's just sturdy, it's on there. You can just, so you don't need to go buy the wooden stand, the fancy looking wooden stand on Kawai's website, because usually, you know, furniture stands are the most stablest that you can possibly get on a digital piano. But this thing weighs so much that any kind of X bracing, I'm using a Pro line, would suffice, you know. It works great. It makes me think maybe I should not order it, but the only reason I am ordering it is as a decorative piece to the house, and it'll cover up most of these wires and everything that you see right there. The stand I love. The stand, I don't know if the plexiglass stand has this little lip right here, so it stops from books sliding off or pages sliding off. So there's a little lip right there that catches it, and I love that feature. I'm not sure if the plexiglass version has that, but that's in a later review. You got two mic ports, right? You got one, you can't really see it, so I'm just gonna point to it. You got one over here, and then you got one on this side right here, which is beautiful with like a teacher-student scenario, sitting on a bench, so wires like are not in your way or anything like that. Right now, currently, my setup is I have a KRK 10S subwoofer down there, and then I have 4-inch KRK VXT speakers, and I got one there and one there. Thing I have to mention about the speakers is it's great. I have no issues with the sounds whatsoever. I think the sound that comes out of the piano is just amazing. The only issue I have is the fact that when you plug in these speakers, right, your volume control knob, which is right there, does not work. It is useless. All right. So what does that mean? I'll give you an example. Okay. The volume knob works for the speakers here. Right? So now I have the volume totally off, and what you hear are my KRKs. I have the volume totally on, and what you hear is my KRKs and the speakers on this. Now, in the menu settings, there's an option to shut it off, which is great. But the question is, well, how do you control the volume on the freaking speakers? Well, there's two ways to do it. One is going through the menu and yada yada, but there's a shortcut where you hold the exit button, and then it's going to give you a line out. Basically where you, show you right there, gives you a line out, see? And then you use these arrows, and that's 1. That's 5, and that's 10. And that's how you control the volume through your speakers. Both of those speakers. Is you have to go inside the memory to access it, and you can't control it with the slider, because the slider only controls the onboard speakers. And my Yamaha P115, I was able, it was counterintuitive in a way. My Yamaha speakers, the volume slider worked for the onboard speakers, but the minute you plugged in off-board speakers, let's say, the volume controlled that instead. Basically, the KRKs it controlled. But the it wouldn't control these. These will automatically get shut off. Now in this one, it's the reverse effect. It controls the onboard speakers, but it doesn't control the KRK speakers whatsoever. So you have to go inside the menu setting for a different volume control, which in this case are the line out controls, and you control your volume there. The bonus part, the only positive thing I can see of it, is now that you can have a mixture of your outboard speakers and your inboard speakers. So right now I have the volume off, and what you hear is just my KRK speakers. When you have, now I'm going to put the volume all the way up, so now you got my KRKs and you got the Kawai. Okay, so that's something that you don't see in reviews and stuff like that. The next topic is the USB key. This thing, guys, is really slow. It records fast and it saves fast. But if you want to delete something, you're waiting a minute, okay? It takes like about 8 seconds for it to delete if you made a mistake. So if you're constantly trying to record something for YouTube, oh, I made a mistake, delete, start over. You're constantly taking like a 10-second break between deletes, and it becomes, I don't know, it just becomes really tiring that with today's technology, this day and age, the CPU, the USB port, whatever runs on 1.0 or 2.0 is really, really slow, and I could see that is a major update that they would need to do with the next Kawai ES9 or ES10 or whatever. So one thing I love, I'm going back to the keyboard again, is the fact that you're able to hear, like when you press down on these keys, it literally sound, with the sound off, right? With the whole thing shut off, it literally sounds like an actual grand piano sound when you put down the keys. I don't know if you can hear that or whatever. Minus it's not wood, or else it'll make the wood sound, but it's really, really close. And I'm really excited that it just, basically, I got my money's worth, and I'm pretty damn sure you guys out there are gonna get your money's worth out of this digital piano. So what you see basically is what you get. You're gonna get the stand, you're gonna get the ES8, module right there. It's gonna come with this really intense, heavy-duty pedal, and don't mind my mind's like all messed up from practicing, but it's bigger than what you would buy one of those aftermarkets at a store. That's how big this thing is. It's crazy. But you know what? It feels just like on a piano. It doesn't feel like an upright piano. It feels more like a grand piano. I don't know about uprights. Uprights feel more stiffer to me, and a grand piano feels, I don't know, more fluid. Like I don't know. Maybe I've been playing on old, crusty uprights or something. But I love the pedal. I can't wait to review the 3-pedal version of it when it comes in. And I mean that's it. I'm not going to get too much into the technical portion of this video. I just wanted to give you my initial, pluses and minuses about the piano. If you check my other videos, I'll be posting. I'm basically learning how to play piano. I've never played piano before. I was always daunted by the task of one hand doing something completely different than the other. And I finally grew out of that shell, and now I'm attacking it head on. So I'm gonna start posting progression videos and little songs that I'm trying to learn as it goes. You know, it's nothing gonna be like professional or fancy that you see out there on YouTube. It's just like a normal guy, just like me, just doing it, you know. And I saved, since, I don't know, I want to say like March, saved all the way from March of this year to buy this piano. And that's with me selling the P115 Yamaha. And I was like, this is it. Because ideally, I wanted that N2, that Yamaha N2. I fell in love with that thing. Or Baby Grand. I have the space. But, you know, it's just like, I couldn't justify it. You know, I'm just a beginner. I have no reason to go that high. So under $2,000 was like my budget. And I was able to get all the accessories that come with it under $2,000. So I was really happy with that. So it was definitely an affordable package. Didn't like the Casios. I tried the Casios and personally liked the feel. I love the big screen stuff, but it just looked like more stuff to learn and stuff like that. As far as the virtual technician in this piano, I'm probably not even gonna touch it. You know, I gotta learn my scales. I gotta learn my arpeggios. I got a whole bunch of stuff to know. You know, I gotta teach these puppies how to walk. You know, right now they're barely crawling. They're crawling across the keyboard and very slowly. But you know, I'm putting in about a good hour and a half each day, and it's like I see progression. I still don't think I'll ever be good at it, but I know that I'm better than what I was the day prior. So I guess it's just something over time, and that's why I want to record these videos and see myself progress and motivate myself with the help of others commenting on my videos, telling me like, oh, I actually am doing a good job on it. I think the only thing I'm going to show you is the back of this keyboard. And that's about it. Oh, and if you're curious about the lighting that I put, the LED strip in the back, it's basically LifeX, so it's connected to my cell phone, and I can change the color output, the designs, and everything like that. It's the newest home automation fad. Just look it up, LifeX, and it's the LED strip, and you'll see how I put it on there. But I have mine against the wall, so I thought it would look nice to have against the wall. And I saw another YouTuber that also had it on his. I'll put in the description below his YouTube channel. So it gave me the idea to do this on my Kawai as well. But other than that, well, I'll switch to the next side of the piano. Alright guys, I'm back. Alright, Kawai. Alright, so this is the back of the piano basically. You know, you got your line outs right here for your left and right speakers. You got, this will be your power adapter. This little mess right here is your pedal. Alright. You got your midis up here. And then, I think this is for your soft pedal right here when you get the 2-pedal combo little tag. So that's how that works. So that's basically the plug outlets for the back. There's nothing else. It's a little stand holder. You can actually unscrew these and take this holder off. So if I were to pull this off right now, it's so hard to do with one hand. Let's see. There it goes. So you got the stand holder. You want a more clean look, you can just unscrew these and then take these plastics off and put the screws back in. Just a FYI if you're gonna use this for on stage and stuff like that. But To give you an idea, right now this is like 1%. This is the lowest setting on the LifeX bulbs. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate how these work for you. I'm going to shut them off. So let me shut off the light on this too. Okay, yeah, oh, that's much better. Alright, so yeah, it's just an adhesive 3M strip that goes on it, and it sucks. I use this for my TV, it doesn't stick on my TV. I use this for the keyboard, and it doesn't stick on the keyboard. So the trick, what I did, where if I end up selling this over time, which I highly doubt, but what I did to hold it is I would hot glue it. I'll just do a bead of hot glue just to hold it in place so it doesn't peel off. Connects right there, and you got your Wi-Fi transformer, and then you just plug it in. The Wi-Fi is right there on the floor actually, and then you just plug it in. What I'm gonna do is when I get the stand, I might put a strip down here and a strip down here and have it all connected at once. But for now, since it's on the Express, this is how it's gonna be. So basically, if you haven't heard of LifeX or anything, I'll show you how they work real quick. They give you different effects. You can do random. Sorry, it's a little too bright here. You know what? Let me not show you the effects. Let me just show you the color wheel. So you have this color wheel, so you can just move the color wheel, and as you move it, it changes colors. Or you can pick a scenery like Christmas, red, orange, green. Yeah, it's just so many things you could do, and it's all controlled through your phone. And if you get high-tech and savvy, you can be like this. Alexa, piano light off.
I found several devices matching that name. Which one did you want?
Piano.
Okay.
Alexa, piano light on.
Okay.
Alexa, piano light 50%. Alexa, piano light 50%.
Okay.
I don't think it dimmed it, but you get the idea how it works. Alexa, piano light off.
Sorry, I couldn't find a device or group named Couch Lighting Wizard 1320.
Couch light. Alexa, piano light off.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, there you go. It's echoey in my house, so sometimes Alexa likes me, sometimes she doesn't. But anyway, that's the back of it. That's my little setup there, you know. And for all you guys are like, ooh, what's the stand made out of? What kind of material is it? Ooh, it's a, I don't know. It's metal, I guess. Aluminum? Aluminium? You know, it's sturdy. This is a heavy duty stand. It ain't no cheap plastic sliding stand, but by far. But that's a stand, to say the least. And I got the hiccups, excuse me. But anyway, let me put this thing back together, and I hope you enjoyed this little video to show you everything about this digital piano. But it's worth every penny compared. I'm surprised Yamaha doesn't even come close touching this keyboard. If you have any questions, leave a comment on the comment section below, and I'll see you later. Till next time.